Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you guys are well wherever it is that you may be around the world. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is heating up, people. Lots to discuss, lots to get into. Crazy times at the moment. Chelsea have laid down an 120 million bid with one large instalment and 5 other installments included within that as well. We are waiting to know the structure and the amount paid. We've got some sort of tweets to go through, from Fabrizio Romano to David Ornstein to you name it, everyone to go through, including the Benfica manager himself. The Benfica manager has came out and commented on this Enzo Fernandez saga. When we heard him prior to Chelsea going in on him again, it was that he was happy, he's going to stay. He has no problems. He only sees him at Benfica. And I've been reading the comments that he's come out of recently, and we're going to sort of analyze them as well. But it sounds like he's not as confident. It is probably the right words. But this Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea saga is heating up. And now Chelsea are in a position where they are just waiting. They are waiting for Benfica to confirm whether they are happy with the structure that Chelsea Football Club have put forward to Benfica and Rui Costa. We know that Rui Costa himself is a tricky outfit. It's been very demanding throughout this whole period. We know Enzo Fernandez himself is kind of, what we're being told, pushing the deal. He wants the deal as well. Lots to get into, loads of tweets to get through. Who knows? We might even get a breaking news while we're live again, if we're lucky. You know, it's either going to go one way or the other, but we're going to break down every single tweet. Make sure you're smashing the likes. There's over 250 people here already. Get these likes up, guys. Share on your socials. Subscribe to the channel. And let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV, where the Chelsea Ball, Todd Boehly and co, Egbali, are trying to persuade Benfica and Rui Costa to bring over Enzo Fernandez, or to agree Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Now, whether it's for the now or whether it's for the summer, we're still up in the air. Not much. I mean, lots has happened since yesterday's show, and we're going to discuss where we currently are at the moment. We've got lots of tabs to get through in regards to Enzo Fernandez. And in the meantime, while things pop up throughout this show, we will highlight them. And like I said, you never know. In the next couple of hours, we could get an answer. And we are praying as Chelsea fans, me massively, that we get this deal done. This is a big deal that Chelsea need to do. And it needs to be done now. And we spoke about the structure. We spoke about FFP capping 5-year contracts as well, going into the summer. You know, and Chelsea maybe not wanting to revisit the idea of Enzo Fernandez due to these high release clauses back then. So this is why the whole board, and we know Vavell are there, we know Barnard are there, we know Georgie Mendes is there. But now we're being told Egbali and Todd Boehly, even though they're supposedly not with them, are very heavily involved. The full Chelsea board is completely invested in trying to get Enzo Fernandez from Benfica to Chelsea. What I need you guys to do right now, though, is smash that like button. I know we haven't got enough likes, but we've nearly got 300 people here already. Big up to every single one of you guys that are currently in the chat. I want to kind of quickly go through your comments, and then we're going to get straight into things because, like I said, I want to open up the lines as well and get you guys involved. But lots to discuss. You know, I want to get excited, guys. I want to get excited about this deal, but still, Rui Costa seems to be such a hard person to negotiate with, to deal with. So let's go through some of the comments quickly. Big up to Lee Taylor in the house. Nice to see you. KSA man's in the house as well. We've got Chelsea OG, Leo, Shano, Lee Taylor, Henry, SM. Josh, big up to you as well, bro. Nice to see you. Johnny, NG7 in the house. The deal is still on, he says. Have faith. It's what Bottle Gecko says. Yes, people, have faith and pray. Keep praying. Big up to CFC Pez Lord as well. Nice to see you. Ashraf's in the building. Big up to him. Devin's in the house. CFC Stephen is in the house. Azik's in the house. Bobby Hitchin also in the house. We are all together and united on the move that this board is trying to make in regards to Enzo Fernandez. All we can do now, guys, is just pray that it's enough. It's just enough. And I think, I'll be honest with you, I think today is the day where we at least find out the real answer. for Enzo Fernandez. We know that the deadline's tomorrow, and that is something that you know, that is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on as well. Just reading some comments that people were sending me. There's a lot to get through, including Roger Schmidt, the Benfica coach, who's also put out some comments as well, which we are going to highlight very shortly as well in regards to Enzo Fernandez and his thoughts as well. Louis, big up to you. Josh, nice to see you. Undertaker CFC, Mo Tracking, John CFC's in the house as well. Skills, Mo Tracking, Andreas, Hendrik, Mohammed, Sean, Mohammed, Traves, Skills, Stefan, Josh, mate, you're all here. The unit, you know, the whole crew is in the building. M3, Fab tweet 120. Did he? It's Fab done a tweet, new tweet. It's honestly, it's mad at the moment. Literally, the whole of social media and journos are all latching on to this Enzo Fernandez saga. We have got a new update from for Enzo Fernandez as well. Do you know what? Actually, let's just quickly highlight it because I've got so much to go through. Guys, big up to every single one of you here. Sorry, I can't go through every single one of you, but it's just so much going on at the moment. Big up to everyone that's in the chat. Keep hitting the likes for Enzo Fernandez is what I'm going to say to you guys. How many likes can we get in the space of 20 minutes? I want to check the likes in 20 minutes time, and I want to see how many likes we have already built up, guys. But look, let's quickly get into the breaking from Fabrizio Romano. Meetings ongoing between Chelsea and Benfica for Enzo Fernandez. Talks are taking place right now as Chelsea will push until the end. Chelsea's proposal is 120 million in different installments. No issue from the player side and personal terms. Again, you know, that's a 119. So that was literally 5 minutes ago. I feel that he's still sitting on the fence, and I get it because we don't know still. But he's not really giving us much more than what we already know for Fabrizio Romano there. You know, we're at a position now, guys, before we go through with the tweets, it's pretty straight up. Chelsea have laid down a deal, a structure to Benfica of 120 million, excluding bonuses. There's going to be one larger installment with another 5 payments being taken out. Another 5 payments being obviously taken out between Chelsea and Benfica. The biggest key issue here, guys, and I keep saying it, is the structure. It's not so much about the amount that we're putting forward now. It's about, are Benfica happy with the structure that Chelsea are putting forward to Benfica? And that's the real big question here. That is the real key in all of this process. Big up to DK as well. Nice to see you. How you going, Jim, bro? Haven't seen you here in ages. Yeah, big up to you, bro. Nice to see you in the chat, man. Big up. Thank you for the donation as well, mate. I appreciate the donation to the chat as well. Super chats always available, guys. If you want to get your super chats into it, it helps the channels massively moving forward, and I'll read them out obviously as well. So big up to you as well. I keep getting things sent to me, so just bear with me. Okay, interesting. This is okay. Okay. Are they all saying the same thing? Right, we've got another bit of breaking from Ben Jacobs this time as well. Where is it? Jesus, I can't even get through the topics that I've got attached. I'm going to get to that in a second, but it is firing up, man. People are frying left, right, and centre. I want to get excited, but we've been here before, haven't we? We have been here before when it comes to these. But let's quickly go to Ben Jacobs' comments, which have just come out this second as well. And Ben Jacobs' comment is right here. He basically says that Chelsea are very confident in reaching a deal with Benfica for Enzo Fernandez after talks this morning. Fernandez is already preparing and wants to move to Stamford Bridge. So he kind of made it a point of that Fernandez is also pushing Benfica to accept the most recent deal that Chelsea have put forward. Again, guys, I want to get excited. I really do. I can like feel it inside me. But this guy, Rui Costa, this Benfica guy, mate, he's making things hard. And he's made it very clear from the beginning of this deal that if there's no release clause, there is no deal. Chelsea are willing to offer the release clause for Enzo Fernandez, but they want to do it on their own payment terms. And then payment terms being on a structure. Now, the key to the structure is how much has Chelsea put forward in first payments. If we give them a larger sum, that then Benfica are happy to take on and then split the rest over five payments, which is obviously over a course of 5 years, then maybe that would be enough. But equally, Rui Costa, you know, this is where he's got a big thing on his hand right now. Equally, he could turn around and say to Chelsea, you know, the rule is the rule. We stick to what we say. Yes, you've met the evaluation. However, we want the whole sum up front. And that could maybe make it tricky for Chelsea or not. Because if Chelsea don't want to allow it to conclude to the summer, which we're being told is the case from David Ornstein, who we're going to go to in a second, then it seems like Chelsea are going to throw hammer and tongue to make sure that they somehow get Enzo Fernandez agreed with Benfica. The question is it now or is it for the summer? And if Chelsea can get them to agree, a deal where they agree to the Chelsea structure of how we want it, but they keep him for 6 months and then we get him in the summer, that might also be a way forward, you know? So this is the real thing here. How are Chelsea going to be able to get this deal across the line? Are they going to be able to do it for the now on the structure they put forward? Or is it going to be on a summer move just to get Benfica to say yes to this current structure and cut out any competitions for in the summer as well? So this is all of the interesting stuff that we've got to go through with as well. Here we go. Yeah, literally, it feels like another here we go, doesn't it? This situation. Let's see what else people are sending me before I get into the tweets. All right. Do you know what? Benfica still... All right, let's go through some of these comments. Because I'm getting thrown brand new stuff as it speaks. There's no point in me going through the old stuff. I am right now... Duncan's tweet. What's Duncan's tweet? This is what I'm saying. People are just firing stuff. People just firing stuff at me. There's too much. What's Duncan's tweet, everyone? All right, yeah. This is the one that I'm about to go through. So Duncan Castle has just come out with this comment. It's making it hard. Duncan Castle, as we know, is a sports journalist for the Transfer Window podcast at the Sunday Times and Daily Record. He says that Benfica are still resisting a sale, even though Chelsea offer matches the release clause. Enzo has told Benfica he wants to move to Chelsea this week. So it's getting to the point now where you've got Chelsea feeding Benfica what they want. They're giving them what they want, but they're not giving it to them in the way that they get it all up front. They're giving it to them in the way that suits kind of Chelsea in terms of the instalment plan. And on the flip side of it, you've got Enzo Fernandez sitting there going, Jesus, the whole Chelsea board are coming over here to try and get me. This is my chance. His mind is, I mean, in my opinion, his mind's never changed from not wanting to come to Chelsea. Even the first time round, we knew that he wanted Chelsea. Personal terms are agreed. There is no issue with personal terms on Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. The issue right now is Rui Costa. Rui fucking Costa. You know, he is the one trying to literally drain Chelsea to every inch of what he possibly can to get the most out of this deal. And that's what I think he's trying to do. He could be stubborn. He could be stubborn. What's going on now? Someone's just sent me saying, oh, what is going on here? Don't say this. What's going on here? Yeah, people need to calm. It's not over yet. People are panicking because now Duncan Castle's comments are making people worried. And this is what I've just reiterated there is literally here. Sorry, guys. Where I go quiet is because I'm actually bringing up a lot of stuff. I'm trying to keep you guys updated as much as I can. And this is literally what I'm firing at you guys right now is literally up-to-date news. Now, we need to kind of break this down and understand what we do and don't believe. There's going to be a lot of journalists that are going to be jumping on the bandwagon to this. Some people, some journos at the moment, or I'll say 80% of the journos are saying that Enzo Fernandez edges closer to Chelsea, and that's what I'm seeing. On the flip side of it, you're always going to get the 1-2 journos that are going to obviously come out with more of a negative out view. I've also read something about Real Madrid are interested in Enzo Fernandez, but not for January, more of the summer as well. Again, we don't know how true that is as well. let me just tell them, don't panic. Relax. It's like, yeah. So this is Duncan Castle's comment here. You are. Matty's pinging things to me left, right, and centre. This is it right here. So he goes and says, Enzo Fernandez tells Benfica he wants to join Chelsea this week. The latest 120 million offer matches the release calls, but paid in instalments, as we just discussed. Benfica say they will not sell. Offer midfielder a new financial terms to match Chelsea's proposal. Basically, they're just being stubborn as fuck right now. They are making things hard. What they don't understand and what they're not getting is that Chelsea Football Club themselves are not going anywhere until we get a deal from them. Because if we can't get a deal for him now, whether it's for January or summer, then I think it's going to be harder for us to do in the summer again. I mean, coming to revisit. Not only are you going to have the competition, guys, but you're also going to have the issue with the FFP and the 5-year cap. And this is why Chelsea are throwing hammer and tong at this deal to try and get it done. And Benfica just keep backing and backing. But it comes to the point where if Enzo Fernandez is pushing again for an out, and you hear and we're going to go to Rob Schmidt next, actually, who is the coach of Benfica. Just quickly as well, Charlie Webster's extended his contract at Chelsea. I'm not going to highlight it too much. There's also this, which I was going to share quickly, which I will do quickly now before we continue the Enzo Fernandez saga. Let's just quickly jump to this. Ben Jacobs is saying that, as reported yesterday, not impossible for Conor Gallagher to leave Chelsea. Newcastle and Palace, the two clubs to watch with a view to a loan, should 35-40 million be offered. Gallagher's not pushing for a move, but if Enzo Fernandez is pulled off, there may yet be an opportunity for suitors. Basically, Chelsea signing Enzo Fernandez, we're probably going to sell maybe one, potentially two players, maybe one probably by the end of this transfer window. Part of the reason for that, as we've already been told as well, is it actually helps the FFP side and it balances our books more in instance. So it actually goes as a big tick against Chelsea Football Club. So if Chelsea sign Enzo, do not be surprised if we start seeing the potentials of sales or loans for Gallagher's, for maybe a Loftus-Cheek, whoever's linked to Chelsea Football Club as well. So let's see what happens on that. But guys, there's over 750 of you guys here currently at the moment. I am getting fed constant tweets here. I can't even get through the ones that I want to get through. Oh, okay. Now I've got to go back to Duncan Castle because he has elaborated on the news that he's got, because his news actually reads out to saying this, which is Enzo Fernandez has told Benfica he wants to leave for Chelsea. Do you know what? Actually, before I do that, did I miss a super chat? I think I did, didn't I? I did. Big up to President Jafar. He says, I bet Rui's taking money to stall for Real Madrid. Well, we saw the talks on that as well. I missed anyone else's comments on it. I don't think so. All right, cool. So I can continue. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. You know, it's hard to be pessimistic. I mean, he is pessimistic, but you've got, look, my point is, guys, you've got to have some people that are like this. And it goes on to say that Benfica say they will not accept the payment of the fee in installments. Improved financial terms were proposed with Fernandez if he stays, as well as a promise to let him leave this summer. So basically, the way Benfica are attacking this is, from what we're being told, and we don't know how true this is because we need more people to elaborate on this, but Duncan Castle believes that Chelsea's instalment plans way is just not working. Even if it's 80 million, 100 million up front, they are pretty much pushing back at Chelsea on this. They want the format up front. That's the way that they're carrying on with this situation. Chelsea trying to break the wall. They also proposed to Fernandez to give him £2 million extra if he stays on till the summer, is what I've read. And on top of that, they've also agreed to actually let him leave in the summer. So what they're saying is, just stay on with us. Don't go to Chelsea now. We'll give you an improved financial terms if you stay. And we'll also give you... So they're just trying to spur him, even though Enzo Fernandez has told them that he wants to leave. This is starting to heat the fuck up. This is heating up big time. And the thing with Chelsea stance is they don't want to leave until they get a deal. Whether it's for now, whether it's for summer, we'll have to see what happens. We also got this comment from, again, Duncan Castle, who again's elaborating on the negatives, unfortunately, guys, more than anything. He goes on to say that Angered by Chelsea's disrespectful approach to signings, though, Benfica say they will not accept instalments. Fuck's sake. It then goes on to say, Enzo argued that their original price has been met. So Enzo's argument is Chelsea have come back and given you guys what you want now. You're right. The problem is it's not about what we're giving them. This is the issue. And this is what they're holding us to so much right now. And why we can't get a deal. It's not specifically the amount we're giving for Enzo Fernandez. It's the structure of how we're setting it up. I'm telling you, they don't want installments. They don't want a little bit here and there. They just want all their money up front. They've done the same thing with João Felix when he moved to Atletico Madrid. They made it very hard with the release clause, yeah, and getting the full release clause, all right? And they're now doing the same thing to Chelsea. But eventually, all they're going to do is piss off the player. As much as we thought the player was kind of sitting back, the player's probably looking at this like, wow, Chelsea are really committing to wanting me now. You know, it's either now or never from the Chelsea side of things. And, you know, he's right. Enzo argued that the original price has been met. So what's your problem, Rui Costa? The problem is they want to be greedy. They want to keep him and they want the money up front. They do not want to sell him in the January window. And, you know, we'll wait to see. We'll wait to see what happens from other journalists, all right? And we're going to get to that. Obviously, this is just one person that's come out saying this, Duncan Castle. I'm not saying he's not legit. But it could be this couch. You could be right. This could all be PR. They will sell him, but can't let it look like they're doing. Yeah, and that does happen as well. They don't want it to make it look like Chelsea have just rolled him over again and walked away. And that's what Chelsea, you've got to bear in mind, have kind of done this January window. They've just walked in, got what they wanted, and walked out. You know, they want to make it look like they're making things hard for Chelsea Football Club at the moment, you know. Guys, how many likes have we got? That's the biggest question. We've got 77 likes on GNA TV with 250 people here. Come on, guys. We know that's not enough. Let's get this over 100 likes now. Smash the like button for Enzo Fernandez. The same with Chelsea Fan TV. Nearly 700 of you guys here now as well. But only 133 likes, guys. If you're not smashing the likes, you're basically telling me you don't want Enzo Fernandez. That's what you're telling me. So everyone smash the likes now. Everyone hit the likes now. Who hasn't hit a thumb, hit that thumb. Right, let's move on. So he's a tier 1 for Mendes, is what Dominic Kai is. Who are you talking about here? You're talking about Duncan Castle. Interesting. Anyway, there we go. So that's Duncan Castle's fault on everything else. Now let's try and catch up with where Fabrizio Romano, David Ornstein is, and try and get some other journos to give us some more feed. So basically, Fabrizio Romano has spoken and said Chelsea are now getting confident. There was a meeting in the morning on the player, the club side, but it all depends on Rui Costa. As they are ready to match the value of the release clause, the whole board is working on the deal, including Bowley and Egbali. Now, basically, the whole board is throwing hammer and tong at this. We are trying to get the deal done. Chelsea Football Club want Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez wants Chelsea. So we know that. Right. Let me just quickly open this up as well. We need something. We need them all to start following the journos I'm talking about. We need them to all start following suit with a new story, because at the moment it's doing what it did last time, where everyone's sort of saying it's getting confident and Chelsea getting close and this at the other end, and you've got Duncan Castle on the other hand saying they're not going to accept installments, that they're giving Enzo improved terms. So what is it? You know, we need to stop being fucked around. That is the truth. We need to stop being fucked around, and we need to know specifically where we're at with Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. We also got this from Fabrizio Romano as well, which basically says that Todd Bowley and Egbali are involved in the Enzo Fernandez deal, but not only that, the whole Chelsea board. As I said to you guys just now, there's that as well. I'm still getting said loads of stuff, guys, so just bear with me as well. I need to know what the hell's going on. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, Matty, on that as well. So, yeah, we know that anyway. Going back to Duncan Castle's report, he's obviously brought out an article on Chelsea. He's now saying this. It's basically saying that Todd Bowley, Clearlake Capital's consortium, wants to amortise Enzo Fernandez's fee over a period longer than the 5-year limit that UEFA is about to add to FFP regulations. Further negotiations will be required if the deal is to be completed. So basically, it's now or never. That's what that tells me. That basically tells me that we need to get a deal agreed now, prior to the summer. We don't want to be coming back in the summer when his release clause is now 150 million and only having 5 years to split it out. Chelsea found a loophole in getting agreements and contracts with the likes of Mudryk and other youngsters that have joined. And for such a sizable amount, yeah, Rui Costa himself needs to understand what Chelsea are trying to do here and why it works. You can get your money from Chelsea, Rui Costa, but it has to be like this. And we were also kind of agreeing to giving you a bigger lump sum up front. But he's just, you know, he don't want to lose the player. So this is my thing, guys. This is the way I see it before we continue the show. I think the only way Chelsea get Enzo Fernandez is one way. They keep throwing no structure. They keep saying no installment plan. They've obviously not gone to... I don't think we've actually discussed the idea of taking him in summer, but having an agreement with him now. I think the last thing that we could try, if they don't accept the 5 payments or with the one big installment, which is what we put forward, which equivalates to 120 million without no bonuses, by the way, can I say as well, is by offering this release clause still, sticking to the structure that we've given them, which is also agreeing to give them a big lump sum up front. All right, we will give them that. All right, treat it as like a down payment. You can keep him for the 6 months because you guys are stressing on the fact that you're top of the league, that you're in the Champions League, that you want him here for that period. Keep him, and in the summer, let him go to us, but an agreement between us so that no other club can come in and get involved. But this is it, and this is our offer. That is the only way I think we'll do it. And by that, Rui Costa might sit there and go, well, so we win for us. We're still going to get the 120. We're still going to get a lump sum from it. We also get to keep him for 6 months. But he goes to Chelsea in the summer. I just think with it, as much as I think Enzo wants to go now, as much as Todd Bowley and Egbali and the Co and Vivell want to bring him now, I think it's being made very hard by Rui Costa. And we're probably trying to push for the fact that we want him now more than anything. And that's really making it hard, guys. Really, really making it hard for Chelsea to try and get it done. Right, nearly over 1,000 people on the show right now. Big up to every single one of you guys that are tuned in. Smash the likes. We will be opening up the lines very soon as well. But yeah, guys, come on. Keep getting them likes up. We will keep continuously giving you some breaking news on Enzo to Chelsea as it comes along. I want to go to Robert Schmidt, who is the Benfica boss. We're going to have a look at his comments now because they have a game tomorrow. So obviously he's got a press conference and whatever else in play. All right, so let's go absolute Chelsea. Let's go absolute Chelsea and let's go to Robert Schmidt's comments. Can't answer that right now, mate. I can't answer that. People are calling me as well. Right. So Robert Schmidt's comments start from here. So he goes on to say that Chelsea, Benfica boss Robert Schmidt on Enzo Fernandez. So these are his comments. We'll go through them. At this moment, he is our player and there is no deal. We will see what happens in the next 2 days. So he's still saying basically that they're holding out from what he's been told. And then it goes on to say that we all know that we have a situation with Enzo. He has a release clause in the contract. So that means if the player wants and there is a club who pays this amount of money, you can't stop that. So basically, Chelsea have to just obey to what Benfica want if they want the player. And if the player wants Chelsea, Chelsea have to pay that lump sum now. And this is probably why David Barnard's there. And people haven't spoke about David Barnard enough. But Chelsea have took out David Barnard, who is one of the financial advisors at Chelsea. So from the financial side, it's probably working out on the books whether or not we can or can't do certain things. And why he's there, at least it gives us the tool to be able to put different structures together. And what Chelsea have done in the last day or so, if you've been watching, they've not specifically explained each structure that's been put forward to Benfica. But we've had 2 structures, plus this one that's come up, plus the 100 million that we originally started with a player. So we've probably put 4 or 5 different structures forward to Benfica to try and get them to agree on one. And part of that, and having Mr. David Barnard there at the moment, is to trying to get an agreement with them on that basis. Seriously, he has said they turned down the payments in installments, but Enzo asked to leave and Benfica have offered him more money. Yeah, that's Duncan Castle's We've got Fred Moniz here as well, who is a Benfica fan as well. What is his thoughts on it? You guys pissed Rui Costa by saying that they would pay the release clause, but after they were, yeah, that was ages ago. Fred Moniz, they would not be negotiating with Chelsea now if they were pissed off. They wouldn't have agreed to have these meetings that they're having with us now, talking about Enzo Fernandez coming to Chelsea. If they were pissed off that much, they wouldn't be talking to us now. So I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true, man. I think they are. You know, maybe he's pissed them off, but to a degree. But the fact that they're sitting down with us and negotiating and having that discussions with us about Enzo Fernandez tells me that there is something there. And Enzo Fernandez is trying to obviously push it himself from what we're being told. Right. From that, we move on to his next comments. He goes on to say, he's played top games for Benfica. His attitude, his patience for Benfica is there. But we know how football business is, and I can't say anymore. So basically, he's gone from saying that he's going to be here to now sitting on the rope because he don't know. As much as he's still their player, there's obviously a factor that he wants to probably leave, and they're aware of that. And Chelsea are obviously there doing their bit to try and get it done. It's at a point now where he doesn't know whether it's going to be agreed. Rui Costa makes a decision, but there is, from what we understand, other people heavily involved in making a decision. And what we were told by the Benfica board, some have said to accept, others are saying don't. They're probably very torn in between what to do right now. And it's a problem for Chelsea. So it goes on to say, we'll see in the next days what happens. My mindset hasn't changed the last weeks. I really appreciate after discussions at the beginning of January that he was able to focus on Benfica. He's kind of like holding back a bit there. And then he goes on to say that Enzo is our player. Of course, he gets the full support from us. He's a great person and player. And I said everything about that topic. As long as the transfer window is open, you always have to expect that something can happen. So he's kind of said, he hasn't this time come out and said straight up, no, he's not going anywhere. And this is what something he said a couple of weeks ago when obviously the whole first saga died down, was that, well, no, he's not going anywhere. The release clause is what it is. Now it's, well, he's still our player, but as long as the window's open, who knows? Because he knows. He knows Chelsea are there. He knows Chelsea Football Club are not going to walk out until they get a deal for Enzo Fernandez. And then finish off to say that Benfica boss Robert Schmidt on having a plan B for Enzo Fernandez if he leaves. So he's already been asked this question about plan Bs. And he says, I think we always have to prepare everything in the background, especially at the end of a transfer window, especially when you're not in the driver's seat. So what's he mean by that? So I think he means on the basis that they're not in the driver's seat. If the player pushes and the board has an agreement, they lose a vital player. And that vital player, which helps them get Champions League, helps them finish first in the Portuguese league as they are at the moment, then becomes a bit of an issue. So, yeah, it's basically him sitting on the ropes. At the same time, he seems to be still quite confident that that it could be done. But equally, I think Mendes is massively key in this situation as well. I don't think he's spoken enough. Mendes being brought in on this deal to try and get it across the line on Chelsea's behalf is a big thing, you know. He's keen on the move and trying to lynch it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So, you know, the discussions will be between Mendes and Rui Costa. Vivell and Barnard will be there putting through offers that we can put forward. Egbali and Todd Bowley, I believe, are probably in the mists of the background, just, you know, listening in many ways. Guys, we are literally at a point of now where I think we have to have an answer within the next couple of hours. I hope it is why I'm live and that we can actually, you know, go through this together. But at the moment, as it stands, we've been told Duncan Castle thinks that the instalment that Chelsea have put forward recently is turned away. We need more people to confirm that. We've not had anyone else say that. Not to say Duncan Castle's lying, but I need to see more. On the other flip side of it, you've got people like Fabrizio Romano and David Ormstein coming out confirming that that it's quite advanced in many ways. Benfica's coach reiterates the release clause in Enzo's contract and says if a team pays the clause, there's nothing Benfica can do. Adds we will see what happens, while saying he's looking forward to the transfer window ending. Yep, fine. Yeah, no. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano also said on here, and we get into sort of the thing of it, is that Chelsea are now getting more confident about Enzo Fernandez. It's not an easy one, but Chelsea's working on it. A verbal bid was made to match the 120 million release clause, but it's up to Rui Costa. So where are we at this point? And I've said it already a couple of times, is that we need to find out whether what we've put forward is going to be accepted or not, or if they're wasting their time. David Ornstein has also came out and said that on the Athletic Football podcast, Enzo Fernandez is the only really one to watch. Chelsea have moved forward in negotiations. Jorge Mendes is involved in this. Chelsea have advanced in this situation. They are looking at a straight transaction. What do you mean by that? That's the interesting one. Straight transaction. How? I mean, again, I don't know what he means by straight transaction, but I'm assuming he's talking about the structure and whatever else. But this is Ornstein. This is Fab. This is their comments now coming out, confirming that. And the person that actually initially released all of this saga and news was Cesar Merlo. And this is a guy that people like, you kind of need to listen to a degree, because he's quite a big Portuguese journalist, as we know. But he's the guy, and I've been telling people this, that brought out the news originally on Enzo Fernandez, all right, coming to Chelsea, which then was picked up by others. He was also the guy that confirmed that the Benfica and Chelsea terms had broken down the first time round, and he was right, and everyone picked up on it. So again, his latest comments on Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea are this. He says that Chelsea's latest offer to Enzo Fernandez, 120 million with no target bonuses and the money in a signing payment and 5 other payments. The decision passes purely and exclusively by the president of Benfica, Rui Costa, who must define whether to accept it or not. So he is someone that I'm keeping an eye on, because his next tweet is key. And I'm telling you now, we are in a position now where the next big tweet from someone like him or an Ornstein or whatever is going to either be, I think we're at the point now where it's going to be Rui Costa has agreed to the deal, or Chelsea and Rui Costa have not been able to agree a deal and talks have broken down, maybe be relooked later on in the year. I don't know. That it's going to be either go north or south. That's the one thing I will say. Can they get Rui Costa to agree terms? Or if Chelsea, from what we know, counter-offered? We should also bear in mind that we might actually be behind when it comes to news, journos as well, specifically. So it might be a point now that what we're being told was 2 hours ago, and where we are at now is an actual conclusive answer. So I don't know, guys. It's going to be interesting. Over nearly 1,150 people here right now. Nearly 1,200 people in the chat right now. Big up to every single one of you guys that are currently here. We're going to open up the lines very shortly to bring you guys in. I am here to continuously give you some more breaking news as of when it happens as well. Hopefully we get more of a definitive answer from this point. But when it comes to where we're at the moment, for the people that are just coming in now, just reading something else. 2 seconds, guys. So someone's tweeted that David Ornstein is coming out of an exclusive soon, which is interesting, and that was 15 minutes ago. Let's see if David Ornstein drops a bomb, an Ornstein dagger. We're waiting for that. The government is also close to handing over 2.3 billion of proceeds from Roman Abramovich Chelsea sale, but must seek the final EU approval. The final paperwork is being completed. So basically, we've got a little bit of news on the government and the handover of Chelsea. Apparently, we're near to the end of Roman Abramovich and the transfer of Todd Bowley to the takeover and Clear Lake Capital takeover of Chelsea, guys. That's via Telly Football. And if you guys want to check out that comment, well, that comment is right here, which we can quickly conclude. The government is close to handing over 2.3 billion of proceeds from Roman Abramovich Chelsea sale to a foundation for Ukraine, but must seek a final EU approval. The final paperwork is being completed. So there's where we are at with the funds and where it's being moved as we speak right now. And then from that, we also have, let me get it up, this comment back to Enzo Fernandez, which goes on to say, I and again, I think this is more of an opinion rather than someone saying it, but Chelsea Transfer has come out and said that it appears to be a briefing from the first rounds of talks this morning. Another meeting ongoing at the moment. Chelsea wants to get this deal done. So, do you remember when I said to you just now that that I think we're about a couple of hours behind? So, all of this, what we're probably being told in regards to Chelsea laying 120 million euros over a structure of 6 payments, was probably what we've done earlier on this morning, which probably is right what Duncan Castle's saying, because if it has been declined in what he's saying, and this is true, what Chelsea Transfer has said, then we are in further negotiations now to try and put up a new structure for Enzo Fernandez, which means that we ain't really walking away from this until we find a way to get this deal done. And you've got to take your hats off to Bowley and co for trying to get this done. They're really trying to push to get this deal done for the football club. They don't want to do it in the summer. They don't want to do it in the summer. And I think we will have to see how that sort of transpires later on. We've also got this from Ornstein. So we're expecting an Ornstein dagger soon, guys. Apparently we're going to get an Ornstein dagger. Chelsea focus on Enzo is for this window. I'm led to believe Chelsea would maybe not focus on him as much in the summer. Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because as we've said before, I don't see Chelsea looking at him because of the FFP cap of 5-year contracts. And that's why we're probably sitting there last night and to this point now, getting slapped with nose from Rui Costa and trying to negotiate and find a deal now. And I am telling you now, I'm going to throw it out there. This is what I think. It's just my guess. The only way we're going to get this done or get an installment structure agreed is if somehow they get to keep Enzo Fernandez until the summer. So whether we do a Malo Gusto where he comes to Chelsea, has his medical done, and then goes back to Benfica for the rest of the season, I think that is going to be the case. But I don't think Todd Bowley and Egbali want that, because obviously they're spending the release clause. In their head, they're doing what you want. But in theory, the structure is not what Benfica want, because Benfica want the money up front and you can have Enzo. But we don't want to do that for FFP reasons. We've already explained this. So my bet is that we get them to agree our terms with the larger payment up front over a certain amount. It might be 4 installments now, whatever, but on the basis that he goes back to them until the summer, and this becomes a summer move rather than a now move. That is what I think is going to happen, in my opinion. And whether or not they accept that, we will have to wait and see. Big up to Carefree in the house. Jem Chewell to City on Pies' account. What's going on here? What is this? Was is this? What's this? Dusan Vlahovic could now be more realistic targets for Chelsea rather than Leao. He's not happy at Juventus. All right, that's just something else. I'm not interested in at the moment. Where's Pies? Where is Pies? As the great, what's his name? Let's say great. As the man himself, Gerard Romero, would say, things are happening. Things are happening at Chelsea Football Club, people. Things are happening. So, yeah, let's quickly have a look at this tweet in regards to Ben Chilwell that's come out of nowhere. I don't know how true this is, but Man City are perennially searching for a new left back and could return for Ben Chilwell. That basically means nothing to me. I don't even know who this guy is. Who's this guy? Yeah, no, mate. I don't think I believe that. I'll call that unbelievable. I don't believe this. Ben Chilwell wouldn't go Man City. Why? Just brought Ibn Kukurea in. Why is he going to leave to go to them? And why would they want him, to be honest? Let's be serious, because he can't even keep himself fit. That makes no sense why they'd get rid of Cancelo, who's going to Bayern Munich, by the way. Cancelo to Bayern Munich? That is mad. And on that basis, give him Ben Chilwell. Nah, mate. I don't see that happening. I do not see that happening. Let's go through the chat. Rob's saying we're paying 8 million. Yeah, let's go to Rob's comments quickly, because that's what I wanted to read, actually. Where's Rob? There we go. So Rob seems to think that this structure that Chelsea have put forward for Enzo Fernandez is on the basis of this. Chelsea have put a very good offer on the table regarding upfront payment and guaranteed future fundings. I understand the upfront payment is towards 80 million euros, as said yesterday. No bonuses or add-ons like the first time. Not much more they can do now. Club have thrown everything. Basically, can't do any more than what we've done. 80 million up front, euros, is what we've done. Remember, there is also River Plate that Chelsea need to pay, and apparently Chelsea have already spoken to in regards to getting paid. So Chelsea have already done their work on them, probably in terms of what they want, and then included that in the structure of what they put forward to Benfica. So they're probably given 80 million euros, which of 20 odd million of that probably is going to River Plate, which then Benfica ain't got to worry about. But then Benfica only gets 60 million. So maybe the counter offer from Benfica is, we don't want the 80, we want 100, with the 20 odd million going to River Plate, and then we keep the 80 million. Maybe there's something like that, guys. Who knows? It's all assumptions now. It's all assumptions. But from what we're being told, there is a second meeting. There is a second meeting right now, and I am expecting an answer today. I really am expecting an answer today on Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea. Right, it's over 1,155 people here right now. That tells me that we've nearly got 1,000 people from Chelsea Fan TV on the chat, which we have nearly. But how many likes have we got? Well, we've only got 278 likes with 877 people here. How quick can you guys get this to 400 likes is my question. Hit the like button for Enzo Fernandez, guys. I am going to open up the lines in a second, get you guys in to come and have your say. But I need to get them likes up. So I'm looking at the thumb now, and I'm waiting to see it go up. We're at 295. This is Chelsea Fan TV first. 308? Jesus. Impressive. How quick can we get to 350? 318? Impressive. Come on, guys. Hit that thumb for Enzo. Let's put some good, what's the word? Good faith out in the world. 327 likes on Chelsea Fan TV. Can we get that to 350? 350, guys. I'm not listening to Marsa. Someone just said check Marsa. What have Marsa said? What have Marsa said? I don't listen to Marsa. Marsa. Marsa, let's have a look. Marsa. Marsa. What the Marsa saying? They're not saying nothing. I don't see anything. I see Brian Gill to Sevilla. So whoever said there's something from Marsa, there is nothing from Marsa. There is nothing from Marsa. Yeah, 354 likes over there, guys. Well done. Let's see if we can get that to 400 likes in the meantime. Where are we on GNA TV? It's nearly 300 people there with only 136 likes. Come on, guys. If you haven't hit the thumb already, hit the thumb now. Come on. Again, the same thing for Enzo Fernandez. Hit the like button. How quick can we get that to 200? If we get that to 200 likes, I'm opening up the lines. I'll open up the lines now and get you guys in. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm pretty sure everyone that's watching right now has not hit that thumb for me. So please hit the thumb, hit the bell notification, and subscribe. Subscribe to both Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV as well, guys. Come on, get the likes up. Get the likes up. Can you see 140 at the moment? That means only 3 people out of 281 have hit the thumb. Please, come on. I don't think people realize it. The more that you hit the thumb, the more it helps the channel. The more it goes out on the algorithm of YouTube, the more traction we get, the more we have more of a bigger audience, and we grow the channels. And obviously, if we're going to keep putting this hard work in, which we are trying to do, and keep you guys up to date as much as possible, then we need some support, guys. We need some support. Big up to everyone else, as always. CSC Merlot's latest Chelsea offer is 120 million without bonus. We know that as well. Now, this just quickly, before we open up the lines, compare this, which is quite interesting. The Enzo Fernandez... CFC Mods has compared Enzo Fernandez's scouting report to Jorginho, Conor Gallagher, and Mount, which I find very weird because he's gone from one Richter scale, which is a 6, to a Mount and a Gallagher, who are more of an 8, when you should have put Kovacic in there. And probably you can't put Kante in there because he hasn't played. So Kovacic and Jorginho would have made more sense. Maybe Zakaria, but even he ain't played enough games. Now, when you look at the percentiles of of the player and the difference, and look at Jorginho's, and then you look at everyone else's, do I really need to say any more? Like, his shot total is a million times better than our team in all three of them, even though I don't know why we're comparing him, all three of these got. His assist levels are better than all three of them. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of XG. Shot creations is 96. Yeah, compared to fucking 60 of Mount, to 50 of Conor Gallagher and 70 of Jorginho. His pass completion is 99%, 98.72%. You know, he's got a 76 pass completion, which actually Jorginho has better in, and so does Mount don't have better than him in. His dribbles completed is 65. I mean, he has a bit more than what's his name, Jorginho, and more than I think he's got more than no, he hasn't got more than Gallagher. Dribbles, he's got more than Mount. Mount's dribbles is 18. That is so bad. I didn't know it was that low. That means Mount's not dribbled more than in the last 365 days than a percentile of 18. Jesus. Even Conor Gallagher's 86. Jorginho is 51. What the hell? What is that? That's mad. I did not notice that. Right, I'm trying to catch up with this chat because there's just so much going on. When did this Fab say it's off? Why are people doing this? No, don't do this to me. Where's Fabrizio Romano said this is off? He's better not be lying in chat. No, he's talking about Sean Dyche. He hasn't said it's off. He's not said it's off. Who's saying it? Why would you? No. He's not said it's off. Where did he say it's off? Can you tell me where he said it's off, please? Fab's not said that. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that to me. You can't do that to me, guys. You know, I'm trying to bring up updates. Don't do that to me. Anyway, lines are now open. Who wants to come in? Over 1,100 people in here right now. Let's get some thoughts of the panels. Let's get the panels in the building. Let's get the panel in the building. And if anything else comes up in the meantime, I'm here. But as we speak, and as, again, I'll reiterate so that people understand where we're at with Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez to Chelsea is still obviously under negotiations. We've been told that between Benfica and Chelsea, they are now discussing another structure, is what we think. We've already put a structure forward of 120 million euros over over 5 payments, including one large sum, which we've been told is roughly around 80 million, with the other 5 being split out. We've been told by Duncan Castle that this is not acceptable and will not be acceptable as well via Rui Costa and Benfica. Enzo Fernandez is slightly frustrated because we've matched the release clause, even though it's not the full amount up front. It's structured in installments, which is why Benfica still can kind of say no. And from where we are now at this point, it's finding out whether we can get that accepted, which it seems like maybe might not be the case. We'll wait and see more from an Ornstein exclusive or Fabrizio or whatever. And we're now waiting to see what the next offer is that we put forward. And in that, we've got people at the back. We have Couch, we have Hassan, we have Don, we have Ace, and we have Bobby. How are we doing, fellas?
I'm good. I'm great.
Are you guys still slowly? Let me ask you this first. Are you guys? Where are your minds at the moment? Are you guys still quite worried with this whole deal? I'll start with Couch first. Are you guys still slightly worried about this deal actually working, or do you feel that we were actually just going to sit there until we can actually get a deal done and not walk away without him?
If Chelsea want their man, they're going to get him. You know, the fact that the entire board is there trying to negotiate this deal means that they really want this to happen. So I don't think that there's going to be anything that's going to keep them from getting him. You might be right. It may be a case of we get the deal done just so we can amortize it over a longer term and then just have him in the summer. That might be the last case, the last resort where, we can't get it right now, but we pay the deal and then just get it, negotiated for the summer. But in my opinion, you don't go as heavy as you have with Chelsea, with everyone there, trying to negotiate, already have the terms agreed with Enzo, and then not come back with him coming back to
Yeah,
the bridge. That's my opinion.
Rui Costa's really, I mean, out, right?
Yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. That's his job, right? And like ultimately, like he also has to try and make it appear that he tried everything in his power to keep the player. You know, but money talks. Let's be real here. 120 million euros is a lot of money, no matter how you break it out. That's a lot of money the club's going to get. You know, so the way I look at it, they can't make it appear to their supporters who are in the middle of a title fight, who are in the Champions League knockouts, that they didn't try everything in their power to keep this player at Benfica. You know, so yeah, like in the end, they're a selling club. They have been a selling club for however long now. This is an incredible amount of money. Like probably, if I'm not mistaken, this is the most money ever laid out for a midfielder.
A midfielder, yeah.
So like that's you can't turn that kind of thing down and expect, you can't turn that down. Like let's just be real.
But they're turning down. From what we understand, they're turning it down from the instalment sense still, and that's an issue because we can't. I don't think we can fund the full amount in one lump sum.
Jem, it's 120 million euros, no matter how you slice it.
Yeah,
you know, that is a lot of money. I don't know how you can say
that. Equally, it is. No, that's true, but it's also the fact of that you can actually spread the payments, right? So, like,
of course,
you're paying up front, you're paying 120 million up front, and that goes against your book. If you're paying 120 million over 5 in plan, like we're being told, with one lump sum and it being spread out, it makes it a little bit more easier on the book side of Chelsea, doesn't it? So that's what we've got to bear in mind.
Right, no doubt. It'll definitely come down to what, and again, like I don't know. I work in with deals all the time in the job that I do, and you have your first meeting, and you go caucus after everyone has their say, and then you come back with a second meeting later on in the day, and then at that point is when you start seeing what's going to happen. So we won't know. Like that first negotiation is not going to be the one. It's going to be this one. We're going to know today whether or not we're going to get him, and it's going to be after the second group of meetings.
Interesting stuff. We've got DK with the super chat again. Big up to you. Duncan Castle said to Pius from 3 weeks ago, bro. Don't know what he means by that though, but big up.
I think he meant like the stance that Benfica have is from 3 weeks ago.
Oh right, okay, but that stance has always been the case. We know Benfica won't sell other than
but initially we weren't willing to even get close to 120, and we were planning to put it with add-ons and things like that. But like now, we literally going in, no bonus, no add-on.
Right. So I hear you, bro. I hear you. Before we go into the next person, we've got a comment from Matt Law, which I'm waiting to bring up and see what it says here. So, it's nothing amazing. Basically, it just says Chelsea have made an offer of just over 105 million sterling to Benfica for Enzo Fernandez. They're optimistic they can succeed with their British record bid. That's all it says, Matt Law. So it's just recycling what we already know. Let's move on to Hassan. What are you saying? Hassan, talk, mate. All right, then don't talk. Don, what are you saying?
Yeah, I kind of share the same thoughts as Couch, to be honest. When it comes to the deal, I think the fact that we've kind of gone quite aggressive with it, the whole board's out there, everyone's trying to get the deal sorted out. Realistically, I just don't see it not happening. We would have gone in there knowing that Benfica ideally want the release clause to be paid, but at the same time, they know that we're reluctant to do it, and I still don't think we're going to pay the release clause to get it done. And Benfica know they're not going to get this much money for Enzo in the summer. So right now they've hit the jackpot because they haven't even had him for a full season. So give or take, money talks. I'm confident. I'm still confident that we're going to get it done, just because I know they're not going to get this much money for him in the summer. I think he's going to want to move on regardless. So I think at the moment they're just kind of trying to make it look like we're trying everything to keep him, because they know their fans aren't going to be happy about it. If it's like, you know what, just take him off of us. I think definitely something's going to happen today.
I keep saying, I think the best person to listen to in all of this is C.R. Merlo. I keep saying it, that Portuguese journalist. I think he's the one we need to watch out for. I know we're getting Duncan Castle's thoughts on it being turned away and whatever, and and then you got Fabrizio Romano and Ornstein saying that it's looking good and it's advanced and this, that, and the other. And apparently we get an exclusive from Ornstein at some point very soon as well. What we've been told. So this is
a lot of money. Like it's a lot of money, and like I said, they're just not going to get this much in the summer. So I think it's just more of a power play.
Apparently, Real Madrid are interested. Apparently, I don't know how true that is, but apparently, Real Madrid are interested in the summer.
That's not for this window, though, innit? That's for the summer. I'm seeing.
Summer,
So they're being aggressive as much as they can because they just don't want other clubs getting involved, which is what we were concerned about the past few streams we've had when we've spoken about Enzo, like not dragging it out to the summer because that means PSG, Man City, whoever comes in for him. Now it's like, oh shit, we're up against, other teams. So now we've got a free run at Enzo, same way Arsenal kind of have a free run at Casado. I think it's going to happen, man. Just everything that's going on, everyone's flowing out there to get it done. So I'm confident that they'll get a deal done.
I hear you. We're about an hour in now, and we've nearly got 1,400 people. Nearly one of the biggest streams we've done on it, live watching at the moment.
We're gonna break the internet today.
we have a lot of people tuned in at the moment. So big up to every single one of you guys that are here at the moment. But like I said, please subscribe to the channels, both GNA TV and Chelsea Fan TV. Smash the like button for Enzo Fernandez. I keep saying it. Keep hitting them likes. Let's stay positive if we can. And let's go on to CFC Ace. What are you saying?
I'm pretty much sharing the same thoughts as Don and everyone. I just feel like, well, at the end of the day, when it comes to deadline day, I just think the deal's gonna get done. Whether that means we get him in the summer or now, I personally believe that it's gonna be done for the summer. I just don't see how Benfica are gonna, because they've been reluctant to keep him, but at the same time, our whole board is there. So I think the next 3 to 4 hours is going to be like very crucial as to what's going to happen. I think that's when the news is going to like fully break about what is going to happen. But yeah, I believe he'll come in the summer. I personally, I'll accept him coming in the summer, knowing that he's going to be our player at least. At least if we don't go into next season, and then Real Madrid, the likes of Real Madrid, City, PSG are rivaling us, then I highly doubt we get him. So I just want to get it done straight away right now.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Bobby's here as well. Bobby, what are you saying, mate?
I think we'll sign him because 2 weeks before we were trying to sign him. And then we got back. And then again, now the window is open for us to sign him. So we have another opportunity. The Benfica board is giving us another chance to sign him. So I think the negotiation is going on so long. So I think if it had to collapse, it would have been collapsed by now. They also want the deal, and we also want the deal.
Yeah, but it's Benfica have got to want the deal as well. And again,
harder and harder to go away.
We do. Jesus,
like thinking about leaving him.
Who's that in the
couch?
No, but it gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I can hear someone talking in the
It
background.
would be the opposite of being like, oh, okay, he's cool now, you know?
If we can mute whoever that is, mute yourselves. Josh, what we saying, bro? What we saying? Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea, yes, no? What are you feeling?
Excuse me. Yeah, I think it probably gets done. I mean, I think the big elephant in the room here, unfortunately for Benfica, is that they may fuck around and find out, and Chelsea might just pay that clause, and they got no say. And then there's no bonus structure. There's no maybe potential additional payments. There's, maybe Chelsea are given a package that might reach more than that 120. So I think they wouldn't. I don't think they would be going this hard and sending that many people to Portugal and to not get it done. So I think, unfortunately for Benfica, that is an elephant in the room. If you're in there discussing, should we take this money or not? I don't know the structure of the payment offer that Chelsea's offering. I don't know if it's more than the release clause. But at the end of the day, they could find themselves stuck, and Chelsea could just take it and pay the clause, and then they have no say.
Interesting. So, yeah, no.
Just on that, they've got to be careful. Benfica got to be careful as well, because we have a whole squad out there right now, right? And if it gets to the point where it's like, do you know what? Fuck it, let's just pay the release clause. Like Jem said, I think it's going to be a situation where, with the terms that we've offered, it's going to be right. Okay, you hold on to him till the summer, and then summer he comes in and actually joins with the rest of the boys, right? But if they keep dragging their heels, Todd can just turn around and say, do you know what? Fuck it, let's just pay the release clause. and then they're forced to have to let go of him now. And I can see a few of the Benfica fans, they're saying they need him to stay. So they better be careful with how long they drag their heels on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just hoping that something can get sorted in the next few hours. Man.
Yeah. We've got this comment here as well. It's more on the article on the Telegraph, which Matt Law has written. It basically says Chelsea are optimistic they can succeed with their British record bid for Enzo Fernandez before the transfer window shuts on Tuesday. Chelsea have offered just over 105 million to Benfica, with the owner Begdad Eghbali and Paul Winstanley ready to clinch on a deal. Which is interesting because we know that Vivel's there, we know that Barnard's there, we know that Mendes, who's massively important when it comes to trying to get this. If we are to get it done, he's there as well. So is Eghbali and Winstanley there now as well? Is this some sort of Zoom meet or something? Are they remotely talking to the guys over there? I don't know. The fact that he's mentioned Eghbali and Winstanley ready to clinch a deal, is it the fact that they're going to go flying out there to sign it off? I don't know. You know, it doesn't really reiterate too much on it. But all we do know is that Barnard, Vivel, and Mendes are currently there. But Eghbali could be there. Who knows? We have to wait and see.
Jim, someone just asked in the comments, why do people keep saying send him back until the end of the season? To answer that question, they don't want to. It's difficult to get deals done in January, right? And Benfica is still in the Champions League, and he's a key player of theirs. Of course, they're not going to want to sell him. So to sweeten them up, we might have to just get it done for the summer. That's literally it.
Yeah, but if you're Chelsea, that's a whole lot of money to give somebody and also let them keep the player.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it depends how serious you are. It depends how serious
it's okay. Like we basically gave Lyon everything they wanted from Malo Gusto, and that's okay because the number was only around 30 million. It's not a crazy number, so and it's not that's not a huge deal to maybe loan him back just to get the player. But when you're talking hundreds of millions plus bonuses and things like that, you're coming with, buddy.
Yeah, but then you can argue
that's the dream. But we also have a need too, right? We also have to get that deal amortized over. They know that, like there's no 100%. Way we're going to get this deal done in the summer.
If you want to keep as well, we've done the same thing with Nkunku. We've done the same thing with Nkunku, right? And we could have done with him.
The fee is nowhere near that, though.
No, but I'm saying we could have still done with Nkunku, but we still wait till the summer.
The reason why we might do it in that way, and I agree with what Josh is saying in terms of the amount, it's a completely different animal when you're playing 120 million euros down for a player. But for me, it's more about getting Benfica to agree the structure, and if getting him to agree the structure means that they keep him for 6 months, and Chelsea then get to offset the payments over the way that they need to do it, then I think it makes sense to let him go back for a couple of months and come to us in the summer. If that's the way we can get it, because at the moment, my gut feeling is that I think they just want it up front. I don't think they want this installment plan. And I think the only way you can kind of get them to maybe buy it is the fact that they keep saying, and I've read many times, that they want him to stay for just this period, and they will give him a bit more compensation. They'll let him go in the summer, this, that, and the other. So maybe the way you get them to agree on our terms is by giving them what they kind of want in a way, but then us still getting what we want in how we pay for it. Does that make sense? So
the price comes way down for me though if you do that. Because what would a loan fee for Enzo Fernandez be if Chelsea were to loan him out for a year?
About
20 million. I mean,
10.
Sorry, the price comes way down if you get if we pay him, if we buy him and let you keep him, the price comes way down.
Because you have to factor in the risk as well. Yeah. It's like you're going to a shop. Imagine you have an expensive watch and then you pawn it at a shop because you live in it there. There's a risk. What if someone break into the shop and steal the watch, and then what? Do you know what I mean? So when we do this, I think what's telling is Benfica's manager stance has changed, and
Sorry, the man. Rodrigo, I hear you, but the only team risking anything here is the team that's looking to turn away 120 million pounds. Like that's the only team. Because listen, as good as Enzo is, for 120 million pounds, we could go find a ace of a midfielder.
He would just continue the same contracts that he has with Benfica, or even if we got an agreement for him now. What people are forgetting is that if we agree now, specifically now, the structure doesn't really start until the summer when he's a Chelsea player. But it's having that pre-agreement to a degree that allows us to then fight off the club competition.
I think we'll pay I think at the end, if because everyone is there, all the big boys are there. I think it'll come down to right. We're gonna bust it. That's it. We're just gonna pay that release clause.
Let me ask people this. because there's 1,400 people in here saying it doesn't work, we shouldn't this, that, and the other. This is your choice, right? We either get Enzo Fernandez, but they keep him for a couple of months and he comes in the summer, or we just don't get him whatsoever because we want him now and they won't give him now. What are you going to do?
I think we'll get him. I think we'll get him.
What would they rather do?
The best option, obviously, is to loan him out there and keep him. But I think what we'll do is we'll get him. I think we'll bust the case. We just bust it, pay that 105 and deal with the consequence after.
We've got a tweet from Piers just come in, so I'm just having a look to see what he said. Basically, he is saying that Enzo is on the first. No, is that right? Is
that a legit Pi account?
Yeah, that's if the deal's met, though. Like that just means he's on the first plane out if the deal is.
It's the same thing. We coming back with them if they strike a deal.
It's just basically saying that there's no reservations.
Why would they say that? Enzo is on the first plane to London if club reach an agreement. But that's obvious.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we always knew, bro. We all knew he was going to be on the plane. Like.
Don't get excited. It doesn't say Enzo is on the first plane to London. It's an if. If we reach an agreement, he would be super happy to join. That's fire for Rizzo Romano, who said that. I mean, that is common sense, Fab. I'm sorry, mate, but stop waffling with silly things like this and just give us.
Honestly, he still has to get his medical, so of course he's going to be on the first plane. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Stupid comment, isn't it? Like, sometimes I'm like, why?
It's just like, the deadline day is tomorrow. He has to go get on the plane, the first plane out, to go get his medical.
And you have to do the medical before midnight tonight, man.
To answer your question, Jem, that you just posted, like, I mean, like, I love Enzo just as much as you, really, like, for real. But I mean, in the summer, we do have a crazy amount of options. Like, that is the reality. And like, you never know. Like,
what are the options? What are the options?
I mean, Rice is gonna be in the summer. If Caicedo doesn't leave, Caicedo's gonna be in the summer. Like, bro, I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not comparing these guys to Enzo or nothing. I'm just. Like I just said 2 seconds ago, I'm not comparing any of them to Enzo. I'm not saying they're going to play like Enzo. We need midfielders. We don't need Enzo midfielders. I want Enzo because
that's the difference. I think we need. I think we need. Sorry, can I just,
you guys are all attacking me. I want Enzo just as much.
Let him finish.
You guys kind of are because you guys aren't letting me finish. I'm
just
saying,
I want Enzo. Finish. Go on.
I want Enzo just as much as you guys. I don't think anybody, for the most part, can do what Enzo can do. Like, don't get me wrong. I want Enzo, bro. If I had to, I would sacrifice both my arms and I will go somehow fly the plane with my mouth to Portugal and get that dude back. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things, there are more midfielders. Do they fit Enzo? No, but there are more midfielders. Like, I don't really rate Rice crazy, but Rice will be there. Caicedo will be there. Zubamendi might be there. So I was just answering Jem because Jem said he was just talking about the options. Like, yes, I want Enzo, bro. I promise you guys. I promise you.
As all I was saying was, and I hope, I'm sorry if I felt like I was jumping on you. I wasn't trying to jump on you at all. Basically, what I was saying is you can't get that profile of player. Like, if this is an exact fit for Chelsea, like, you're not going to get that in Caicedo. Yeah, you can find another midfielder, but it's not going to fit the profile.
It's not going to be the exact profile.
It's really not about just going back into the window in the summer, and even beyond that. Like, with this loophole closing, any deal that's of value of 120 million euros is not going to be something Chelsea are going to be able to entertain in the summer. So it's not about just going after and getting somebody else. It's about getting this deal now because of the loophole as well, right? It's not about just readdressing it in the summer, because the summer is a completely different landscape in terms of how you secure a player.
That holds true for a lot of teams, though, Couch.
I 110%.
Well, not really, though. Not really. How do you say? What do you mean, Josh?
Because that's, I mean, most teams will try to break out transfer fees over the length of the contract.
Done the loophole.
No, but it's the 5 years versus the 8 or 9 years is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's like there's not many clubs in the world. Chelsea are one of the wealthiest clubs in the world. There's not a lot of clubs that could break out 120 million over 4 or 5 years and be just fine with it financially.
Honestly,
even your Real Madrids, even like I can't even say Barcelona.
Josh, I agree with you, but with the amount of spending that we've already done this window and last window, we're actually less likely to do that again.
Chelsea never did this loophole. The loophole would have still existed. It's only because we did it that decided to watch it.
Hassan, I can hear myself repeating, mate. You need to come out and come back in, mate. I can't. You keep repeating every time I talk. I can hear myself. Just come out and come back in. Mudrik Prods, what are you saying?
I'm done with Benfica. Stubborn pricks. They really are. I'm done with them. I don't want to negotiate with them again if we get Enzo. Honestly, that's what I have to say.
What are you accepting defeat or saying? What's wrong with you?
No, I want Enzo, but I just don't want to negotiate with him anymore after if you get him. No more.
It's been hard. It's definitely been hard, mate. It's definitely been hard, but obviously they're going to make it hard. It's a massive deal, right? None of these big deals that people need to understand. These big deals are never really straightforward, ever. You know what I mean? So there's always complications.
All right, I'm better now.
And to anyone thinking that, do you know what, Enzo, he might not be worth the money or whatever. I promise you now, you're all gonna look back at it and say we missed that train, and we're all gonna regret it. So we can't miss this train. We can't miss this train, man. This is hot right now. Let's get this sorted out. Let's get this sorted out. Even if it's for the summer, I'm sorry, we don't hold the cards. He's Benfica's player. Like, we're gonna have to come to some sort of terms. We're gonna have to come to some sort of agreement. And if that agreement means loaning him back for the summer, let me just finish my point, bro. If that means loan him out to the summer, that's the only way to get it done, because we don't want 120 million on the books. Then we just have to do it. We're going to have a few midfielders coming back from injury. Like, it is where it is. We know we need upgrades, but at least we've got something to look forward to. We've got Kuka coming in the summer, Costo in the summer, then we've got Enzo in the summer as well. So it is where it is. Like, we don't hold the cards at the moment.
What I was going to say I wanted to just quickly talk to Joe as well. Joe, what are you saying?
I mean, I was gonna just add on to what Rodrigo was trying to say earlier. I absolutely agree that it looks just a little bit better than before. I'm not even really looking too much into the reports because at this point, everyone's kind of just saying the same thing, just in different words. But I feel like, oh shit! Nah, go ahead, Jim. You read that fag tweet first.
All right. So Fabrizio Romano has dropped a updated tweet, and it's away from news, but kind of could link to the whole Enzo Fernandez thing as well when you think about it, right? Because we've just received this, which basically says that Everton have submitted a bid to sign Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. It's a £40 million proposal plus 5 million add-ons. Chelsea make a decision soon, as there is also other clubs interested in Gallagher, and the player has decided his future too. Conor Gallagher looks like it could be out the door.
He needs to go.
Bro, 40 mil?
Accept it right now.
40 mil?
I'll take that all day.
Like what?
Yeah, take it.
40 plus 5 others.
If we're taking 40 million, that's a robbery.
Yeah, we'll take that. That'll go nice to our and this is what I said to you earlier about the homegrown. If we sell a homegrown player at this moment in time before signing Enzo Fernandez, it puts us in a profit for January.
Take the money. Take it.
Come on,
sell Gallagher. Sell Gallagher right now and use that as the tax and pop the fucking clause.
Mate, I think I tell you now, this is going to be on the back of Enzo Fernandez to a degree as well. I'm telling you, this deal. This is going to be in its own way attached. And why Chelsea are making decision soon is because of what's going on with Enzo Fernandez right now. That is huge. So yeah, guys.
What are Everton smoking? What are they smoking?
But to finish my point, I was just going to say Rodrigo is right. Roger Smith changed his stance from the last day or so. Like the last interview he had was 2 days ago, and he said they weren't selling him no matter what. And now he's talking about if we have to make replacements and blah blah blah. So I mean, that just seemed a little interesting. The context of his
sell.
The most Gallagher's worth is about 30, so us getting 40, we need to take
45. Jesus, sell him. Oh my God, this is the best news. This is better than Enzo.
That is.
Not for real.
If anyone actually watched that Liverpool game, that just summed up Gallagher as a player.
Oh my God, we need to sell him.
He cannot play for a club of Chelsea's stature.
He can't play in the possession.
You know what's funny? He's our leading chance creator in the Premier League, by the way.
He's literally just pace and power defined, and even then, he's just got no ability.
Oh, this is such amazing news. We need to sell
He just
him.
runs around like a headless chicken across the whole pitch the whole time.
Yeah.
That's all
And he's our team in chance creation.
His touch is actually so bad. I don't know who I would rather in midfield, Bakayoko or him.
Yeah. You see, Josh,
I just think he's one of them players that just excels in a mid-table
Josh,
game.
you see that issue with chance creation. Actually, if you look at our team, right, Our defense
That
is
is
pretty good.
crazy.
As bad as we've been this season.
Crazy.
Our defense has been quite.
Our attack is so bad. We've only scored 22 goals.
Mate,
So-
that news has pumped over like 1,600 people in now. Jesus, yeah, everyone's just like going mad. Sell, get rid. You know, everyone's.
It's because we're not really going to get an offer as good as that. 45.
Palace.
I swear to God, if you decline this, I swear to God, I'm done with this club if they decline this offer.
Palace
This
might
is
come in.
crazy news.
40 million for Gallagher. That is.
It is. I don't know what
That
to
is
say.
beautiful.
I mean, they say they've got other options as well. I'm so intrigued to know what the other options are, because if the 40 million proposal is bigger than the other options, take the 40 million. Let's not even look at the other options. You know,
we're gonna make 100 million back in sales, I reckon. So again,
What?
this Enzo
I have a
money
question.
thing,
Why is 40?
Because of the sales of Pulisic and Ziyech, I see over 100
that's 100 million comfortably, yeah, with Conor Gallagher as well.
Not to
I have a
mention
question.
that-
Why is 40? Why is 40 million?
may be
Why is
leaving
40
as well.
million for Gallagher crazy, but 75 to 90 for Casado is not crazy?
What do you mean?
English tax, bro.
English. He's not even English. He's Ecuadorian.
No, I mean
tax.
Gallagher.
Yeah, it is English tax all day. Yeah, 100%.
But Gallagher is what Gallagher's
He's an international. Man. He's a
Gallagher's
full-blown
not
English
English.
international,
He's
man.
not English.
That comes with
He
a
must be
price as
something
well.
else. He's not English.
No, Gallagher's proven. 40 million is a steal for Everton.
Did he not just
That's
play in the
right.
World Cup? Did he make the World Cup squad? Am I right?
Yeah, he
Saying
did.
that?
Yes, he
Gallagher
did.
yeah.
Okay,
And
there
he's
you
a
go.
player of the year for Palace. He's been on 3 or 4 successful loans.
So
I don't
45
know why
million.
I don't know why people are saying 40 million is a robbery when people are asking for 90 million for Casado, who has less games, less time in the Premier League, less
He's
proven
done
in
a
the
lot
Premier
more.
League.
Josh, let's be real here, man.
he's
That
been-
price of 90 million is not set to.
Yeah,
that's not his market price. That's basically telling people we're not selling him.
We're not selling. Yeah, I agree.
And plus, we
That's
rather sell
basically
to
it's a deterrent more so than an actual.
I mean, it
clause.
40 million,
sounds
I'd
like
say,
they
for
would
Gallagher's
sell him.
about accurate. 40 million
Not
for
at
Gallagher's
90.
accurate, I would say. I was expecting less than that, to be honest. 40 million, accept that, man.
I was
That's
saying
because you
25,
don't
to be
rate
honest.
This tax that's putting him to 40. I reckon any other nationality, most will be about 20 million.
It seems that 40 million is about the benchmark for like average players. Look at Gordon. He's gone for what, 40 million?
It's actually
45 million.
Yeah, like
45 million.
literally,
45
Newcastle
million.
just spent 45 million on a kid who hasn't even played at all this year, really.
Let's be real, man.
You guys
Everton
just some
don't know how to buy or
disrespectful
sell
fans,
players, man. Let's just be real.
Let
They
me ask
don't
you
know
this,
what the hell
Josh.
they're doing.
Let me ask you this, Josh. If selling Gallagher means we get Enzo, would you do it?
Yes, I'd say I don't mind. Listen, it's not. I don't mind selling Gallagher. It's the disrespect I hear in these people's voice when you're talking about like, oh, that's a robbery from us. He's a pretty good player. He's a solid player. He's been a player of the
He's
year
a
in the
decent
Premier
player
League.
for a
He's a
mid-table
pretty
team.
good player for Palace, not for Chelsea.
Yeah, I think he's. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, and that's why a team like Everton are buying him. So, but to sit here and say like he's this or that, he's not done. Like he's been one of our better players in the team this year.
And
he's young.
Gallagher will do
Hold on.
he will
He
do
has
One
been.
of our
Couch.
better players? No way.
Yes, absolutely.
No,
Absolutely.
The only big team I would see Gallagher sort of thriving.
Listen,
in
you
is
cannot rate him, but that's just being disingenuous to say he hasn't been one of our better players, certainly the last few
in
weeks.
what way?
No, he's stunk.
What do you mean?
He's
Well, I
stunk.
just told you he's our leading chance creator in the Premier League. Like, and that's one way. He's also the energy on the pitch he brings is something we don't have in our team. He's actually one of the maybe 3 guys that looks like he cares out there.
Yeah, but
I don't know, man. Just you don't have to rate him. That's fine, but to say act like he hasn't been decent.
Fair enough. You've made your point.
Gallagher's a number, but
translation.
he lacks quality. The quality that we need at Chelsea. He's a Premier League footballer, 100%. He's gonna make it in the Prem. He's proven it. So
He's not,
I think it's a good amount. I think it's a decent amount, reasonable amount. We should accept it.
The only team I could actually see him thriving in the big 6 is probably Liverpool, just because of the style, the way they
Lewis says, "Come on, bro."
But even Liverpool, that's very doubtful.
Listen, Lewis is on mic every day talking shit about guys who have contributed to this team, so I don't really rate Lewis.
Yeah, you hater. You know, you're a hater.
Lewis
You're
is
a
a
hater to
hater,
the calls,
man,
mate.
for sure.
You're a hater to the calls. Hate on Kai Havertz, mate.
Let's not forget
Havertz
Lewis. He backed Lukaku even after what he said.
He did. He did. That's true.
I think we should sell him to Everton rather than Newcastle. Are also sniffing around. I'd rather sell him to Everton because Newcastle actually are right.
We don't even know if Newcastle want him. So
they do. Now they're going for Sander Berger.
The problem is, will Gallagher accept?
Tell Everton
That's
60
the problem.
is what Daniel's saying. He thinks we should be getting 60 million for Gallagher, not 40.
I think Gallagher will reject it. I don't think Gallagher will go.
He's levels better than Aaron Gordon, or Anthony Gordon, whatever the kid's name is.
Gallagher doesn't want to leave. You don't want to leave.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave. You can tell the way he plays. He plays like a fan, you know. Like you want to make it so bad at Chelsea, but
I appreciate what his sort of energy towards the game, but we've got to come to a point where we have to take that away and just analyze the player's ability, and he's just got zero ability. I
wouldn't say he's got zero ability. He's a Premier League footballer. Like he's gonna make it in the Premier League, but he's just not good enough for Chelsea. Yeah. And we don't really have a role for him at Chelsea. He can't create. He can't create in that 10 that we need him to. He can't play in a double pivot. He can't play on the wing. He just comes on, runs about, lack of quality. Go somewhere else where you can actually flourish that you have already.
Foul a couple of people, get some yellow card.
Yeah, a lot of energy. Like, you know, teams at Palace, look how many goals you're scoring there. When he went on loan to West Brom, he had a good loan. When he was out at Charlton, he had a good loan. That was his breakthrough season in professional football. So he's a good player, but he's just not of the quality of Chelsea.
But how can you say Everton's in form? That's about where his level is for me.
Yeah, I'd say mid-table is his level, because against Liverpool, I've seen it in many games. He takes about 10 seconds to get the ball down properly. Like the ball's coming to him, he's got a 5-second time gap where no one's coming to him, and he's still not being able to control the ball properly. I mean,
this is it. Maybe he's nervous when he's around better players. When he's around players of his sort of quality, like you see the difference he makes. But when he's around players of quality, he just doesn't look
at Palace, he did play right behind like a striker, as like a attacking 10, where he would just hunt down the centre backs because of the way he presses. That's not how he's been used, but I just don't see him as a Chelsea player in the future.
Well, there's a reason they're selling him. That's probably because he's one of the few players they actually can sell and get a decent price for out of that group of players.
And Loftus-Cheek is still here.
Yeah, but I love Loftus, but you're not going to get 45 million for him.
Loftus will get about 15 million considering his age.
Bro, we'll be lucky to get 20 off him. Man.
You might not get a team
One
shirt
thing
out
I
of
will
whatever
say about
team
Loftus is his injury did really kill him, as in his development. Because under Sarri, he wasn't like a Gallagher. He had a lot of like talent to him. It's just that injury. We all know what that injury can do to a lot of players.
His loan at Palace was good. He was good at Palace when he went.
Yeah, and under Sarri, if we do remember that season, he was actually like a really good box to box pass. It was him, Kova, Kante, Jorginho. Like that four would rotate a lot, and that's the Loftus I miss. But I don't think we'll ever find that one again because of that injury he's got.
I hope Gallagher can realise that this is better for the club and he just accept it. So just wanting to stay around.
Yeah, he's going to reject it.
Sean says, give Everton Mount instead, save our eyes, is what he's saying with the donation. Big up to him. Everyone's agendas slowly come out, or should we say, preferences start coming out more. But this is interesting. And obviously, we still ain't had any news on Enzo Fernandez, guys. We're still waiting for news later on as well as to what's going to happen. It seems like it might happen while Lewis is live, because I know Lewis is going live. I think I have a look actually, probably about 3:00.
Gallagher to Everton makes sense, Jem. Because I forgot they've brought in Dyche, innit? Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
This is his
no,
type
but
of player,
I'm not gonna lie. That offer's not too good.
It's not a player, bro.
I don't think I think the offer is all right. It's not too good. I think we can squeeze another 10 million out of Everton.
Nah. 45 million is perfect.
But you guys should listen to yourselves, man. You want us to take the first offer? Yeah. We've been negotiating with Benfica for like 3 weeks and given like 20 different offers, but we have to take the first offer as a club.
Because he's not part of the future plans. He's not of quality. Like he's someone that's on the chopping board. So of course, if an offer comes in like this, let's not do what the old regime were doing, like dilly-dallying over 5-10 million.
Josh,
Let's
this
just
is
take
like
what they've
the
offered.
60 million for
Let's
Willian
not
for
forget, we could
Barcelona.
have
Would you
got
not take the
around
offer?
40 million for Batshuayi under the old regime, and our board didn't take that. They thought that we should get about 50, 60 million.
Yeah.
Which now
Just
is
take the
cost us,
money
but
and leave.
we haven't got nothing for
Take it.
Batshuayi.
If you're going to clear him out, you take it. And 45 million is more than reasonable.
Sean Dyche's first signing, Conor Gallagher, mate. That's what he wants. You know what I mean? It's a proper Sean Dyche player.
Whatever, man. You got an English international, man. That's big. The pull, man.
I mean, Josh is definitely not wrong, dog. And Everton is starving for something. Like, they need everything, to be honest. So, like, why not try?
They just got 45 million. They can stump
under
up another 10.
investigation of FFP as well, so they're not even spent as much as you guys think. Maybe about, if it was a season ago, they might have pulled out 50, 55. But I don't think they can go above that 50 bracket.
Wait, someone just said Conor Gallagher's not on the chopping board. Okay, so is he part of the long-term plans at Chelsea? Is he not one of the players that has been mentioned multiple times? That
no, he's rotation at best.
But he could be a good rotation. Dude,
nah, that's Mount. That's Mount. That's Mount.
I just feel like writing off a player like this, like, it's just wild. Like, he's 22. I understand he hasn't look quality, but
maybe like Ruben better. I don't know. Maybe like Ruben.
But then how are you going to keep him happy, and how are you going to keep Mason Mount happy? Because Mason Mount, I don't see him in the starting 11 for the players that we brought in and we're looking to bring in. So how are you going to keep Gallagher happy? Like,
I agree with
that. It's a formation. It's a formation fit for me too, because if we go to a 4-2-3-1 as, say, like a base formation, there's really not like a lot of areas for him to be on the pitch. Gallagher in particular, like he can play in certain roles. But what's that?
I said the only way he's going to play is in a deeper position, and that will kill him.
You got to bear in mind,
he's more of an advanced player.
You can't play this guy in a double. Have you guys seen him in the sixth this season?
We've got Andre Santos. We've got Chukwuemeka as well. We've got obviously Gallagher. There's a lot. There is a lot there when you deep it.
Yeah, but with Ruben gives you a little more tactical flexibility because he can play in any of those three front positions too, whereas Gallagher, I don't necessarily know that those are his strongest suits. So like if the base formation is 4-2-3-1, like technically Ruben would have more places to play than Gallagher would in that sort of formation. Like Gallagher's just too limited. He's just too limited. He'd have to play one of the midfield positions. It's just not really his strong suit.
We've got a tweet here from Simon Phillips that says, according to UOL, Chelsea are working on the work permit process for Andre Santos, as they like to have him playing in the final stretch of the season. In case that isn't possible, then it's likely he'd have to be loaned somewhere else.
In Simon Phillips' world, we would already have Enzo, because he told us that we had Enzo the last time.
Well, you know,
don't really blame this journalist.
Oh no, work permit story.
He's not a journalist.
He'll get over the line.
No, yeah, he's a fan. He's a fan with a Twitter account. He's not a journalist.
He's an aggregator.
Exactly, man. Really... He's trying to say if a work permit fails, which is unlikely, man. When has it ever failed? To a degree. It's very rare that happens, especially when it comes to big clubs transfers.
Does us getting Enzo now, do you think that will affect us next season in gaining DM?
No.
Like a sort of rise?
No.
We need to stop.
If we fail to get Enzo now, it's going to be that whole situation of we go for Lewandowski or Haaland to a Lukaku. It's going to be like a different profile player.
You know what? You know what the conversation will be next season? Oh, we need a DM to play next to Enzo. Let's stop this nonsense. We got Enzo. We can work this out. We don't need like a 6'5" DM running into people. And
we've quite literally just we are so close to announcing most of our problems, which has been over the years that midfield, and we've been needing two midfielders for like God knows how long, for about 3-4 years. Ever since we got Kovacic, we've still needed two more midfielders.
JP says, Jim, as excited as you are for Enzo, I'm just excited for Andre Santos. I'm excited for both, mate. I like the sound of both.
Jam, I've been staying up at 1 a.m. to watch Brazil under 20.
Yeah, some people.
He's all right in those games. He looks like a man versus boys because he's so big on the pitch. He bullies everyone on the pitch.
So yeah, I hear you. So look, guys, we are stuck in the same position in regards when it comes to Enzo Fernandez. All we know is that we should have some answer today. We're waiting for it. It could be next couple of hours, it could be this evening. But you know, I do have a feeling that today we have to hear a yay or a nay. That's it. Like, there's nothing more. I don't see it going into tomorrow. I think tomorrow, if we do get an agreement with him, will be for him
tomorrow as well.
Is to come over and have his medical and whatever. If he is, if he ain't, again, I think we'll find out today. So, you know, it hasn't been broken yet. All we know is that that we've put a couple of structures forward. We've been told by Duncan Castle that they're still slightly reluctant to work towards the structures that Chelsea want. From what we understand as we speak, they're negotiating again with Benfica to try and get something agreed. So whether it's now, whether it's summer, we're going to find out. Benfica are playing tomorrow, so I do feel that today we need to get something from them. And yeah, just fingers crossed, pray, hope that that Bowley and co managed to pull it off again and managed to get Rui Costa to finally agree to come over to to allow Enzo to come over to us. We already know that Enzo wants Chelsea as well, so yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting times, guys.
This deal is either going to be a Havertz deal where they accepted the contract proposal, or it's going to be like a Haaland where we structured everything and just said no, it is what it is.
Yeah, so
the Haaland one was never as deep as this Enzo deal, though. That's why I will say one.
No, we offered the structure. They just said no. We wanted to keep him.
What I'm going to do, guys, now is I'm going to finish off because I've got a bit of work to do. This. If you stay here, this will take you straight over to Lewis's channel. So there's 1,500 people here. If you want to continue and hopefully we get some breaking, this will redirect you over to Carefree Lewis's channel where you can go and subscribe and support him over there. Both Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV. You're going to be redirected over there. So let's go and raid him. Let's go over there and raid him and say hello and just obviously mention that we're coming from obviously Chelsea Fan TV and GNA TV if you want to continue on. And guys, if anything breaks, like I said, I'll see you potentially later on. We can maybe do a show, but we will get back to it. And hopefully the next show will be Enzo's on his way to Chelsea, fingers crossed, or we'll be sitting here depressed, won't we? One or two. But let's stay positive and let's hope that Chelsea Football Club can come for a deal. Big up to the panel that joined us today as well. Still, like I said, 1,500 people here. What a show today. Big up to every single one of you guys. Sorry we've not been able to bring any breaking news, but we've brought you up to speed as to where we are now. And yeah, look out for the next show because hopefully, like I said, then we'll have some more clarity. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and take care of yourselves. We'll see you again very soon. Take care.